let's play with some of the decorative stitches on this machine. I always look at the ones that are kind of solid in their picture from KLMNO, and a lot of these other ones can be used with some decorative threads to really add some fanciness to your projects. But these particular stitches, the darkest ones on your machine, would really do best if you put on the satin stitch foot. That's the one with the little cutout underneath, and that way, when you stitch, if you stitch with the regular foot, what's going to happen is that those stitches are going to be really heavy, and then they're going to be resisting going out the back, and they're going to kind of pile up. So always switch over to the satin stitch foot for some of those decorative stitches. Slide your threads under the back, and let's see how we set them up. So I'm starting off with K here. Go ahead and set it for the widest stitch width and move your stitch length to between 0 and 1. Find that middle setting, kind of where the buttonholes are done. And it kind of all depends on how thick your thread is. So if you have really thin thread, you're probably going to need to bring this closer to 0. But if you have thicker thread, you'll need to bring it closer to 1. So just kind of watch how the stitch is forming. You know, another thing you can use decorative stitches on is actually paper. So if you are a scrapbooker, why don't you pull some of these out for some of your next projects? And look how fun you can have there. Gosh, it almost looks like little Christmas trees. All right, so and then just go ahead with your needle out of your fabric, move it to the next letter. So we can go from K to L. And then see how that one looks. Again, you might want to bring it down. Of course, as you bring it closer to 0, those stitches are going to get more compact, kind of brought together a little bit more. Those are so fun. Those are kind of like watermelon seeds. So yeah, and you kind of have to just watch, kind of get an idea of when you get to the end of the pattern and when you're going to stop. So you can stop at instead of in this middle of a pattern. All right, and then if we keep going, we got M. M is fun. O is always fun because it always reminds me of kind of like a racetrack. Kind of got the checkered flags going there. Now another thing is some of these stitches are going to take a lot longer to sew. So when you want something that's a lot quicker, pick some of the stitches that are a little bit more open. I'm going to switch back to G or F. Those stitches are much quicker to stitch. So just turn your dial, go all the way back to the letter that you want. There's G. That's like a feather stitch. This is super easy. Look how easy this is to sew.